You know what? You can say that was a high-level prospect fight.
In Joseph Goodall and a truly world-class heavyweight in Justis Hun, who is destined for something very special.
All right.
Say that again.
All right, let's talk. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy to Fight View 360. I do all my videos live and in real time, so which means that this is happening right now, live, or at least on my time. What time is it? 8:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, June the 15th. Been a little bit under the weather. You know, I'm a, lifelong asthmatic, so, I had some issues last week. So if I seem a little out of breath, bear with me because this is the first time I'm really being back full time. Justis Hun, how old is Huni? He is 24? 23. Here's the punch stats, by the way. 194 of 462 for Huni, 144 of, I think they said 486. It went off the screen. Huni, the right man won, or the right man who's supposed to win is going to win. Unless there's some crazy bullshit on the cards. But you never know in boxing these days. But I'm going to say I am impressed because this felt like a top 15 contender heavyweight fight. Compared to, if you look at these guys, as you can see, this billing here. Now, Australian boxing, I love you guys. I put the time in to cover the shit for you, and I do the research. I follow the boxers. Like the social media, all the stories. I follow the shit. But this is some blatant disrespect right here. And false advertising to say fucking undisputed. Like, undisputed what? It's not like you're the best undisputed heavyweight in Australia, which my colleague Big J pointed out, which we're going to talk about. Because you have Lucas Browne out there, who just got a big upset win over Junior Fa. And I still got to get that clip out. I'm gonna get it out today. My colleague Big J got a chance to be able to talk to him earlier, in the month. Actually, was that 2 weeks ago? He was at the fight. Damn, we're almost 2 weeks away from Huni Cambosos. Well, anyway, I want to listen to the cards. Justis Hun, 23 years old, 5-0 with 4 KOs. Was supposed to go to the Olympics, but chose in a foolish decision by him and his team to have a fight before that against a Paul Gallen, the footballer. Yeah, it was big money. But he ended up breaking his hand, couldn't go to the Olympics, and he was a favorite. Let's listen in. Let's listen in and read the cards. They're going to read the cards.
The full kit of punches, all the movement.
Oh, and this was a $60 pay-per-view over there, by the way. They tripping.
I mean, there was a couple of close rounds, but I didn't see him lose one.
Well, let's find out. Here is Stephen Payos.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for the official decision. One more round of applause, please, for both of our heavyweights putting on a magnificent contest here at the Nissan Arena in Brisbane.
I had it 6 rounds to 3. 7 rounds to 3, 6 rounds to 4.
10 rounds of heavyweight boxing. We go to the judges'
7 rounds to 3.
scorecards for a decision. Judge Phil Austin scores the contest 100 to 90. Judge Adam Height scores the contest 98-92. Judge Chris Condon scores the contest 98-93. All 3 judges score the bout in favour of your winner. It is
7 rounds to 3
unanimous
for me.
Points decision and goes in favour of your new WBC Australasia, WBO Oriental, OPBF Heavyweight and IBF Pan Pacific Champion from the blue corner, Justis Hun.
Okay, so he's supposed to be going on to a top 15 ranking. As it stands right now, let's see if BoxRec has updated it, and hopefully no toe fungus shit pop up. They be trolling me. 6-0 with 4 KOs. Went the distance. I really love the body work. Let's turn it up. Listen to the post-fight interview.
That's everything and more. Tough competitor in Joe Goodall. I want to say a big thank you to him taking this fight on. Coming into this fight, I was looking for a challenge, and he gave me that. So I'm very grateful.
A body assault on Goodall tonight to wear him down. Was that the plan?
Yeah, look, like in the build-up, man, we know each other very well. We were expecting him to come out and, you know, push the fight, bring some, you know, dirty tactics, but we got there in the end.
Did you expect him to keep coming back quite like he did tonight, though?
Oh, yeah, of course. He's a very tough competitor, and, yeah, what can I say? Thank you.
Have we just seen a better fighter in you than we saw 12 months ago?
Oh, could say that. Look, I've got a few more shots now, so I'm very happy.
Well, a whole new world has just opened up for you. Are you ready for this?
Man, I've waited my whole life for this, so, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait.
What's next? Have you thought much beyond this moment?
I'll leave that to my promoter, Dean Lonergan. He's done a very good job with me so far, so I'm sure we'll go to the top.
And just finally, how good does this moment feel? The bright lights, this crowd, they absolutely love you here.
Mate, it's great to be back. That's all I can say. It's good to be back. It's been a year out of the ring, but it feels like I never left.
Welcome back. Enjoy this moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And what a moment it is for Justis Hun, who's just produced a masterclass against the very, very tough Joseph Goodall. He's got all those belts. He'll move into the top 15 in the world with 3 of the sanctioning bodies. And after 6 professional fights, and only 6 professional fights, the world now awaits. Something very, very special is amongst us here in the form of Justis Hun. What a performance we've seen Barry Michael and Jeff Horn. First and foremost, is he better than we thought?
Mate, it was a man.
I love that red belt. Y'all see that red belt? That WBC Pan Oceanic internal some title bullshit. That thing was beautiful. So yeah, he's going to move into the top 15 of the 3 of the sanctioned bodies, the WBC, IBF, and the WBO, I believe. Yep. And let me do a quick jump cut, and we're going to bring my colleague in, Big J, to see what he thought about the fight. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360, and we'll talk about what I liked about his performance. You know, some things that I think he's going to have to improve on. And, you know, how far I think he's going to go into the sport. We'll have to see. So let me get my colleague on the phone. Take your time out. Like the video if you haven't. Let us know your thoughts down below in the description box. And also, my Facebook group is open. Here it is right here. Finally, you know, we have a Facebook group. And we're also on Reddit under FV360 for Fight View 360 Boxing. So we're moving along. And my podcast is going to be launching in 2 weeks. And you talk about busy, I am busy as shit. Let me tell you, like, oh, man. But anyway, let me get my colleague on the line. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. Hold on.
To see through it, and yeah, Justis just kept nailing him over and over and over again. It was a hard one to watch because I think he won majority of those rounds, if not all of them.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling there, Justis? You produced what we've described as a masterclass, but geez, you had to dig deep to do so.
Oh yeah, mate. You know, I know Joe's a very tough competitor. You know, like we said in the build-up, we've done a lot of rounds, and man, it's always been a war against him, and that's exactly what it was tonight. So yeah, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Joe and his team for making this fight happen.
There's always question marks around you. There's conspiracy theories. Everyone wants to say what they feel about Justis Hun, but do you feel you might have got rid of a fair few doubters with what you did tonight?
About the power, not really. But you know, I'm still here and I still got my O, so I'm very happy.
Are you conscious of that during the fight, thinking people don't think I've got power, I've got to show them, or were you just doing what you do?
Look, if the right punch lands, then it'll come. But you know, I've been in the boxing game for a very long time, and I'm not going out there to look for it. You know, I learned that in my first couple of fights where I went out there and I was looking for the big knockout and, you know, making a statement. But I've learned to, you know, just go out there and do what I've learned to do, which is box.
Justis, I'll be honest with you, mate. I thought you had everything against you, you know, and he had the preparation in the States. I thought that would be important. You know, you've been out of the ring for so long. You've had the hand injury, and I thought he was a big chance to win tonight. I got it wrong. You proved me wrong, and you showed me that you are truly world class, mate. It was a master class tonight.
Thank you very much.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, look, no doubt. You know, Joe has improved. No doubt. Man, he's a tough competitor. That's all I can say. And, you know,
Justis, you impressed me for sure. That was absolutely a great display. I've seen you spar many times with Joe in the ring, and it's always a war between you. The only difference I thought in this fight, which is why I chose Joe, is that he's got the power. I thought he was going to probably catch you sometime in that fight, but you just boxed beautifully, like absolutely beautifully. And you hurt his eye early on, which I think got him concerned about. You could only half see her, so it was well done.
Thank you, Jeff. It means a lot coming from you, mate. Yeah. Look, that's what we trained to do. We knew Joe was going to come tough. You know, he always does, even in our spars. So we just had to prepare for it, and you know, it worked out well for us.
Yeah, your condition was good. I mean, at the end of 10 rounds, you pulled up pretty well. By the look, you got a few marks on you, but that's expected. It was a war.
This post-fight interview is running longer than I expected.
Hardly bled at all. Were there any moments you were concerned about the damage that was coming?
No, it's just that thought in your head, you know, like you don't really care about everything that's going on. It's just it's like a championship fight, and you know, you want to leave it all out there, and that's exactly what I did tonight. And yeah, I'm happy I came away with the win.
You don't care about the marks and the bruises on your face. You just want to stay awake.
Exactly.
And I know that's Justis just wants to stay awake in there.
Yeah.
He wants to outbox him and just stay awake.
And how much does all this mean? These belts, and more importantly, the fact that you're about to go in with the big boys. You're going into the world's top 15 with 3 of the sanctioning bodies.
Yeah, mate, it's unbelievable. You know, like you do all the training and everything, and you think like, when's the day gonna come? And we continue to keep plugging away, and it's getting closer and closer. So I'll continue to keep plugging away and putting in the hard work, and you know, the rewards are coming.
I've got to ask you, your hand, no problem at all?
No, my hands healed up. I've had a year to heal, so...
Yeah, okay. Because I was worried about that. I thought that, you know, like
mate,
once you've had a bad hand injury, it quite often recurs, you know?
No, look, it held up very well tonight, and I'm just grateful to be back in the ring and doing what I love, back under the bright lights.
Well, congratulations from me.
Justis, what's next? Because you can fight with some of the very best heavyweights in the world next. Is there anyone in particular that you have thought of, or Dean Lonergan spoken about, that you want to get in with next?
Look, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I know my team have been talking about it, and you know what fights we got next lined up. And you know, I know Dean will take care of me and get me my spot to, you know, go for the world title. So I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and keep progressing and getting the wins. And I'm sure it'll make Dean's job easier.
Yeah, it certainly will. You've made everyone's job easy tonight.
All right, geez, that was longer than I thought it was going to be. Let me bring in my colleague.
Getting through what must have been a really tough week for you. It's been a tough week for the...
Oh, they're going to talk about the shooting. Yeah, I want to let this play through some more for you guys, but right now, let me get my colleague on the line. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I'll be right back.
Well, we're very proud of you, Justis. That was an outstanding performance, and we can't wait to see where this all goes, because it's going to be fun.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, lads.
Thank you.
Pleasure, mate.
I think
it was a decent quality fight, so still not a $60 pay-per-view. I mean, more.
All right, guys, we are back. I got my colleague Big J on the line. Big J, what did you think about the fight, and how did Huni look?
Masterclass. I mean, as I said, what stuck out for me is his defense, his ability to turn. Goodall, his ability to get out of the way. Yeah, he took some shots, but nothing really, dangerous. Because Goodall could hit, and he couldn't get that clean shot in because every time he threw it, just got out of the way. So otherwise, Justis would have been on the canvas asleep. Mm. So his footwork and his elusiveness, ability to get out of the way of punches was good. Still fights like a lightweight. You know, he throws plenty of combinations, plenty of speed, plenty of intensity. Still hasn't got the power though. That the power that he needs. And he said in the post-fight interview at the desk with Ben David and Barry Michael Jeff Horn that he doesn't want to go for the knockout. He just wants to, box and wear him down and win on points victory. But as he gets up to those higher levels, that's not going to cut the mustard because the other guy wants to take his head
out of there.
Exactly. You're going to have to get those guys out of there because at the highest level, that's just not going to cut it. So,
now he's going to be ranked by the WBC, IBF, and WBO in the top 15. So we can only hope now that he's going to fight top 15 fighters. And let me tell you, the top 15, even the lower bottom 15, are tough fights. From Martin Inoue, Filip Hrgovic, Inoue, he beat Olympian Tony Yoka about a month or so ago. Human Fury is number 14. Ali Aaron Demarizin, who's fighting Adam Konoski in a month or so, about 6 weeks or so. He's number 13. Filip Hrgovic is number 12. So these top, just the lower top 15 is going to be some tough fights. And I'm going to be interested now because he's now in the full deep end to see which way he goes. And I think the best way to go for him is, and I'm going to ask your thoughts, like Lucas Browne.
Yeah, I was thinking the Lucas Browne fight. I mean, they've been sparring together for the last bit. I'm not quite sure how long, but certainly in the preparation for Lucas' fight against Junior Farr and obviously Justice' fight, they've been sparring each other. So that obviously would be a good fight. Once again, it will go one of the two ways. Either Browne will knock him out in 2 rounds or Justice will get the UD. So,
yeah.
Lucas Browne, I think he'd probably be better off fighting where's Otto Wallin, one of those guys?
Otto Wallin is ranked in the top 10 by the sanctioning bodies for the most part. But to go for Otto Wallin, even though he didn't look good in his last fight, still nonetheless, I think that may be too much of a big jump for him. But I guess if they want to make a splash because he's already on the fast track, clearly, they have him on a fast track program, because look at him headlining pay-per-views and whatnot, So
that's true, but there's also Dempsey McKean out there. That's as we said in the last video, Eddie is in the country.
Yeah.
He's going to be promoting his September card. Maybe they'll snap up Justice for a co-promotion deal, or maybe Dean Lonergan's got other plans in mind. Who knows?
Obviously, do you think that because Dempsey hasn't been looking good with Hearn, that Hearn is willing to risk him against Justis Huni and try to build that to be the kick off the zone?
Probably not, because Dempsey hasn't been looking good in his last couple of fights. But then again, he's a lot more experienced than what Justice is.
But for some reason, I don't see, but they were aggressive with Justice by putting him in against Gallen before the Olympics, so maybe they would be that aggressive.
Yeah, I see the Huni camp going after it, but I don't know about the McKean camp if they'd be keen for it. But he is I think Dempsey's 21 fights in,
yeah,
so
21
that's almost
with 13 KOs, 31 years old.
Well, yeah, so that's 6 times, more than 3 times the experience of what Justice has got.
Yeah,
and knowing that Justice is not a big puncher. He's a volume puncher. He's not a big puncher for a heavyweight. All he's going to do.
He's the fastest heavyweight I'm seeing right now. He's up there with Andy Ruiz,
quick.
Hand speed.
Yeah, he's ridiculously quick. But the problem is he hasn't got any power behind him.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem. And as he gets up in those ranks, he's going to need that power. So, because otherwise guys will just walk through him and just boom.
Yeah.
Guys that can take a punch will just walk through him and sit him on his ass. So, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see how he goes against Junior Farr, even though Junior got knocked out by Lucas Browne. I think that would be a good next fight.
There you go. That's something to go for. But still, though, that would be kind of like he's not fighting a ranked contender, But I would like that fight. I think they can pull it off. But they probably, fans would probably be like, well, it's a step back because it's not someone that's ranked, and why not fight Lucas Browne? But right now, it's between, you know, Lucas Browne and Dempsey McKean, unless they try to pull off something, you know, maybe they'll be looking at the Adam Konoski, Demerizon loser, you know, and, you know, maybe, you know, try to link up with PBC and get him, you know, because eventually they're going to have to try to get him some type of broadcaster. So I'm wondering if that's why Eddie Hearn is trying to like scoop him up, like, you know, quickly.
Oh, yeah, well, then I remember Dean Lonergan has had a relationship with Top Rank before, so don't be surprised if they go the ESPN route.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dean Lonergan does have experience with international deals and all that sort of stuff. So
okay.
Yeah. So remember, it depends which way it's going to go. Probably more thing about it. I don't see Justis and McKean at this stage because you're probably right. Eddie wants to protect McKean and, you know, build up the zone for Australia.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. I mean, there's a myriad of possibilities for him. I want to see him, you know, fight. You know, if it's not junior fight, one of those guys on the lower levels of the top 15, like a 14 or 15 ranked, and go from there. So yeah, the Lucas Browne fight is tempting, but yeah, there's a myriad of other guys out there. So. What do you think? Besides,
for me, I'll be fine with Lucas Browne only because he's ranked. You know, now I would pick Justis Huni to beat him, but at least we know that that's a possibility of we can see Huni's chin getting checked. You know, possibility.
Yeah.
You know, but me personally, I would like them to go for the Dempsey McKean fight because now you got those two, you know, ranked heavyweights. You know, that can fight each other, but then eventually if they don't, it's going to be like, well, who's ducking who? Why haven't y'all had this domestic clash yet? You know, so maybe they're trying to build up towards that, but at the same time, Dempsey McKean is, you know, he's in the top 10 of the rankings. You see where Justis Huni has just got in. So McKean may be looking down on Huni, like unless there's like some big time money involved to where, well, I got to fight you where I can be closing in on the mandatory if I just keep doing what I'm doing sometime in the next year and a half or so.
Yeah, it's true, but time is not on Dempsey McKean's side. Where time's certainly on Justis's. So
yeah, because Justis can lose and then, you know, go back on a whole rebuilding process because he's only 23 years old.
Exactly.
And then with his experience, you know.
Exactly. McKean's on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
definitely.
Well, let's talk about Goodall then. What's next for him? Because he's 29 years old, and this was a fight that he needed to win more than Huni. Because of his age.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But he's only 10 fights in, so
yeah.
I mean, Lucas Browne didn't start fighting until he was around that age. So I
mean, true, but you know, I don't know. I think this is, you know, like you can tell because they were showing clips of him in the locker room and everything. You can tell he just was, you know, just gutted. Because he knows himself, like this fight would have got him in the rankings, and now, you know, at his age, he has to go back and start over. Now this is not like it was in the even in the early to mid 2000s, you know, to where if you were in, you know, 35, you were old and, you know, they wanted you to retire. Now that new number is about 40 or so, you know, 42 or so fighters can fight. And then it's like after you're 42, it's over. So he still does have time. But, you know, now, you know, the rebuilding is going to be kind of rough because he's now got to fight to get back up to try to get a ranking again.
Well,
and we already talked about the lower guys are, you know, the lower guys are tough, you know, tough names.
That's right. Well, look at Lucas Browne. I mean, look what he did in 2 fights.
Yeah.
So it only takes a couple of wins to get you back in the game.
Yeah, but you got to have those right opportunities though that are going to be available to get him those wins.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but we'll see. You know, I don't want to sound like a glass is half empty type of guy, but you know, I don't know. You know, like I was thinking about that when I was sitting here like doing some research before the fight started. Like, you know, if he lose, you know, it's gonna be a little rough. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I don't want to you know, keep beating him down and shit.
No, I think you're correct because this was all or nothing for. I mean, whoever lost was going way back to the end of the line.
Yeah.
So. I mean, if Huni lost, it'd be just as devastating because main event would be like, oh, God, what do we do with him now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Justis needed to win that fight more than Goodall did because he's got main event on his back where Goodall didn't. So, yeah. I mean, you know, and it's the Floyd effect. I mean, they build, as I said, they build him up and build him up and build him up, and then they lose. People are like, oh, well,
yeah.
Then they lose interest.
And especially the fact that they put it on pay-per-view. Well, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
That undisputed thing, that's bullshit. Justis Hun is not the best heavyweight in the country, not even close. He hasn't fought Dempsey, and he hasn't fought Lucas. So...
Yeah, that right. That's two fighters. It's not just one. So it's like, yes, you can't just go around saying that. Like, you know, he's the best.
Well, main event's saying it. He's not. But,
yeah, but we already seen how main event can do some things, though. You know, like I remember you told me about some things they did with you know, Tim Zeus. So they will definitely push the metal a little bit, the pedal a little bit too far with some things. You know.
Oh, damn right.
With
damn
their
right
promoting and marketing of their fighters, because it's like, yo, what? Like, where did this come from?
Exactly.
But you know, you can say once they get behind you, they get behind you. You know, they'll put anything.
Damn right.
They'll put your ass right on pay-per-view. You know, roll out the big time broadcasters, the special guest commentators. You know.
Oh yeah, damn right. Damn right. So, I mean, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. Main event do a bloody good show. There's no ifs, buts, and maybes about that. Yeah. They always do a good show. They always get good commentary, and they always try to make it a high-quality show. The production value is excellent. It always has been. So you can't fault them for that, but that's probably why they have to make it a $60 pay-per-view to pay off for.
Yeah, pretty much that budget. Yeah, that's what they have to do. Yeah, that production, you know, those production costs come from somewhere.
Yeah, damn right, because they have the fire, and they've got all the bells and whistles. It's not just some club fight. Yeah. It's full on quality production shit.
Yeah, they bring in the trucks. They roll in all the production trucks and start, everything, the lighting and everything. But listen, we are short on time. What's your closing thoughts? Oh, and by the way, let me just give you a quick rundown of who won on the undercard. And Andre Mikhalkovich beat Ernesto Espana. That was a 10-round fight.
He called out Zarafa too, which I find pretty interesting. So
yeah, he's 17-0. So who knows? You know. You got a Luke Boyd, who defeated in a 10-round fight of Samu Inoue. Jack Gipp went 5. He's now 5-0, defeating a Francis Watai, and pretty much Huni. How do you pronounce his name? The Huni brother.
It's the cousin. I think it's Humi. Huni.
Okay, Huni won his debut in a 4-round decision, and there you go.
Yeah. There was a bit of theatrics with one fight where they stopped it at like 40 seconds in, and they were about to punch on again. But anyway, that was interesting. I think that was it was a
$60 prospect card. But hey, we already talked about it. They sell you Australian guys anything. Your closing thoughts?
Good masterclass by Huni. Interested to see what he does next. He proved me wrong. I mean, I thought like Barry Michael did. I mean, his hands, his time off, his injuries. I thought, it's going to be a bridge too far, but he came back and looked like he's never left. And the one thing he's got to do is be in the ring again within the next 4 to 6 months. He can't have a layoff. He's got to get straight back into it. So, and he probably will. So I look forward to his next step.
All right, take your time out. Like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy and Old Make Big J on Twitter. The links are right down below in the description box. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.